Okay, now in section 4 we'll talk about collections. There's two of them in particular that you'd use, the map and the set. Okay, so we look at the common collections function. We talk about the map collection, and what you can do is you could do a constant states, instantiate a new map, and then what you could do is basically set keys corresponding to the values, and so basically we set state 1 equal to an object, state 2 equal to object, state 3 equal to object, and then what we do is we use these references as keys to our objects in a map. So we use the set method to set the key values. So then when you go to go get those values by key, you could actually log them, and you could look at this, the size of the map. Okay, so now let's look at the map collection continued. What you could do is you could do a delete on a key in the states map. So here we're saying states.delete state 2. We're deleting that keyed value. And so after delete, the size is now 2. Notice I'm using a size attribute. And then if I do a get on the state 2 of the states map, I will see that the value is undefined. And then I could do logic and say, does the states map have a state 3 key and it's true? Does the states map have a state 2 key and it's false? Okay, and then you could do more sophisticated things. You could have the map and go get the keys, and you could iterate through the keys. And as you iterate through the keys, you could show log the keys, and you'll see that you have the value of the map, and it'll tell you whether it's done or not with the iteration. When you get to the last key which you had, which you pretty much deleted, what'll happen is it'll just say that done is true, and it won't show you a value. Then you can go and set the state 2 back to the name Massachusetts, and basically the size of the map will come back to 3 again. And this time, if you iterate through it, you'll see all the values. So as you iterate through the states map, what you'll see is all the values again. Now, one more thing, you can clear the array, and then it winds up being size 0. So here we do a states clear, we look at the size, and it's 0. Okay, now let's take a look at the set collection. The set collection is a set. So here we instantiate a new set. We have a device set. There's iPad, iPro, iPhone in it. We can do, does the device set have or has an iPad? And it could say has iPad equals true in the output. You could look at the device size. The size is 3. You could then add an iPad and add an Android. And what happens is the size is 4. Since it's a set, the iPad being added has no effect because you already have one of those objects in the set with that value. So when you add Android, it actually increases the size to 4, and there's a new value in the set. So now when you log the set, you'll see iPad, iPad Pro, iPhone, and Android. Okay, now here's a good example of using the spread operator. You could have 2 sets, and you can create a new set using the spread operator by spreading those 2 sets into an argument list. So dot 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 accessory 1 just means create a new set with all those values, iPad cover, iPad charger. The dot dot accessory 2 says add all those values that are Android glass protector, Android charger, Android case, iPad charger, and you could look at the size of those, and you'll see that the size is 5 because the iPad charger was a duplicate, so it only counted it as 1 when it got added to the set. Okay, so let's look at some code examples. The same project, a different function, common collections, and we'll go through some code examples.